welcome to Blogging for Programmers. I'm Louis Davidson. Today, I want to give you a tip that will save you so much time. I can't even tell you. And I called this episode Write and Verify Your Code First, but it was inspired from my time when I was in Dollywood Insider. So this is basically a programmer, influencer kind of program where they gave us tickets and then we gave them content. We had to, at the beginning of the year, tell them what we were going to write about. And there was this thing where everybody had these ideas, these flowery ideas. And one of the ideas we would all, anybody would have, because this is a theme park in the mountains, is writing about something like this. It was a beautiful fall afternoon. The leaves were a very bright yellow. I believe it was the most beautiful day ever. And I went to Dollywood and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But what if you didn't have pictures of a bright, beautiful yellow day? Even just a bright day, even if it's like the times you go to Dollywood, maybe that year, the leaves aren't very bright and maybe it rains and they're all gone. And so you don't have any pictures for it. You can't do an article about a theme park without pictures. It's like doing a SQL blog about writing a SQL statement that does some amazing thing and not putting the code in there. So how does this pertain to the concept of writing blogs, technical blogs? Well, it's not as bad as that because you can always create the code. But what happens is, and I've done this too many times, and I find myself doing it occasionally now, and I think, it's going to be okay. So what you'll do is you'll say, I would like to write about concurrency. Concurrency is one that bit me once. I know how read committed works. I know how read uncommitted works. And so I write the text. I write I set up the narrative. I set up the outline. I write in the text and I think I can go back and I can write the code. And I get back to the computer and I start writing the code. And I realize my ideas about what this particular function did was completely wrong. Like I was thinking it would do this and this wouldn't block this, and bam, it blocked it. And I was like, oh no, I was totally wrong. And I had to change so much of that article that it wasn't worth it. So if you're going to write something about technology, you're going to show somebody a walkthrough. The first thing to do is do that. Walk through the code you want to write about. And let's say you're doing, you have this idea and you want to write about how to write a select statement. First thing to do, sit down, write the select statement to make sure all the concepts work. Then refine it. Make a table, make a table declaration, make some data that fits your narrative. Write some data that doesn't fit your narrative. Okay. I've done that too many times. You write an example and you're like, I've got it and it's good. And then you get into writing the article and you think, oh, it'll also work this way. And then you try it. It's totally not right. And that's going to happen some, but the more you can think about what the code is going to do, walk through what you want to do, get all the examples you can think of, then make the code presentable. This is what I'm going to present. Then get your screenshots if you have any, which I would suggest not using screenshots if at all possible, because screenshots, even especially today, they go out really fast. I want to write an article about Management Studio. Well, oh my gosh, it was 20 and then they put out 21 and then 22 came really fast. And I'm as a user, that's amazing. As a person writing an article or a book, that's been really bad in the past. That's not good. It changes. You want to change it. Pictures can date your content, especially I know people write about fabric and fabric is changing all the time. Some things don't change. I'm sure C# hasn't changed. If you're still writing about Fortran or COBOL, it's probably okay. But make sure then at the end, once you've got your code, once you've got the sections what you want to say, then fill in the narrative, then explain it. Because now you know what you've done, the code works. Sometimes you're going to go, well, let me try this. And you'll realize, oh, that's not right. And I did that a couple times in the regex series as I was doing a learning regex kind of experiment. But I hope this makes sense. Get your idea down, make sure it works, make sure you know what you're talking about, make sure you've got your learning done, and then just fill in the blanks. Explain what each concept you're trying to demonstrate with your code or your screenshots. Because you'll also have more information as you go back and you start again at the beginning and you write down, you're like, oh yeah, I need to make sure they understand what's coming next and what's coming next. Okay, hope that helps. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.